James Cannon and Clare Cowen on BBC Surrey.
I'm too scared to tell the time, but it is roughly time now for our weekly travel chat, Travel Tuesday as we like to call it, or should I say Voyage Mardi today, because we're talking about making an effort to speak the lingo abroad. As new research suggests, a quarter of us don't bother. Well, David Garcia Gonzalez is a translation expert and author. Good morning, David.
Good morning, guys. How you doing?
Very well, thank you. Why aren't people bothering to make an effort then? Surely that's the polite thing to do when you go on holiday. Give it a go.
It is certainly the polite thing to do, and I think lots of people feel a bit shy, feel a bit like they would be pronouncing the wrong words or saying the wrong thing. And I think it's all about confidence, you know. If you are clever enough to write up 10 words before you go, please, thank you, how much, or how do you say that in German or French or whatever, I think things will help you. People will help you, and things will go a lot better for you, I think.
And the more you practice, the better you get. You've got to give it a whirl. No, you don't know anyone there and you're on holiday. You're not going to see them again, are you?
Absolutely not. And it's just a confidence thing. And if you go for it and you get it wrong, what's the worst that can happen? At least you've tried. At least you try to make the effort. And people will see that. So it's never going to be bad.
Part of the problem is everyone speaks English. 26% don't even try to speak it because that's the reason. Do they have a point?
They do have a point, and to be honest, you know, I'm from Spain, but, you know, when I travel to Germany or France or Poland or anywhere, I go and speak to people in English directly, and I'm not a Brit. So between all the countries, we also tend to speak in English. So I think sometimes sort of picking on the Brits because they go and speak English, I think sometimes we need to look at it on the other side. We need to say, well, we're actually kind of lucky, and as long as we are modest about it and we don't speak too fast or we don't speak slang to the people, I think that's it's kind of lucky to be able to do that.
David,
I wish I was.
Now I've got a question for you. I've just got back from Italy, and there's 2 points. So off the back of that last question, one of the books I read while I was away was Frederick Forsyth's latest one, which isn't a novel. It's more about his life. He's the author. And in his childhood, he was sent to France for a summer, Germany for a couple of summers, and he learnt the language because the people he went to see didn't speak any English. Now what happens, he said, if you go anywhere in the world and you even try to speak the language, people want to learn English, and so they'll speak to you back in English.
Yep.
It's a problem, but also sometimes, like for me, I was on holiday, I could even just walk up and people know you're English and how you look.
That's true. And as soon as you open your mouth, and that's it, isn't it? I was in a restaurant once in Paris and I tried to order in French and the waiter just gave me such a look and then replied in English. And I was a bit put off, I have to
It's
say.
not our fault, David.
It's not. It really isn't. And I think people around the world are very, very eager to learn English because English is the lingua franca. And, you know, when you travel abroad, most people will tend to want to speak English because it's probably one of the easiest languages to learn to a basic level to get by. And it's just what happens. You know, we're all used to speaking in English when we go abroad, and at the same time, I know you guys are all Brits, and we're all listening to the radio here, but I don't think we should feel like, you know, we're doing something wrong for speaking English, as long as we do it in a nice way, and as long as we don't speak too fast, and as long as maybe if we make the effort to say hola, or bonjour, or whatever that might be.
Or have you done this, David, where you answer in the wrong language? I say, I was answering in Spanish in Italy last week.
Oh, no. Mixing the two up.
But also, David, so look, you know, I've walked up to the occasional bar. It's happened once or twice. Mm-hmm. And they've spoken to me in English just from what I look like. Here you are, David Garcia Gonzalez. And do people know you're Spanish when they see you?
No, they don't. They actually think I'm a Brit.
Well, you know what that is. That'll be the England top you're wearing.
Yeah, that's right.
You've been writing a book about this kind of thing, and tell us about some of the research you've actually been doing.
So the book that I wrote several months ago is called Child Biting, Chorizo and Chancing Your Arm, and it's an autobiographical book about my life from when I was a child to when I set up my business. And I moved to the UK when I was 17 years old to study, and I was put into many different situations when it comes to language. There was a lot of miscommunication. There were things that I couldn't understand. So it was a bit chaotic. So I wrote a book about all of those little situations and all of those catastrophes that I had to go through. And I also mixed it all up a little bit with a few business and life lessons.
Fair enough. Have you had any, during your language learning, any little embarrassing moments that stick with you?
Oh, my God. I'm not sure I could say those live on the radio.
Oh, really?
They were quite embarrassing.
Oh, no. Come on, you've got to give us one of them now. You've teased us too much, David.
Oh, my God. Okay, well, I'm going to go for it, but if it's too much for radio, I'm really sorry.
Oh, dear. Oh, really? Keep it clean.
This is ringing alarm bells.
The school holidays are on. It's 16 minutes tonight, and we don't want any swearing. So I've laid out my parameters. Go on.
Okay, so I was 17 years old, and I used to try to remember words by putting words together. So one of the first words that I learned was strawberry. So I thought strawberry is a really great word to learn, because then you learn the word straw, the thing that you sip the drinks through. You learn berry, a kind of berry, and then you learn strawberry, which is a different kind of berry. So I went to the McDonald's, as you do when you're 17 years old, with a few friends, and I've made a mistake, and I mixed up the word straw with the word screw. So what happened was kind of embarrassing, because I went to the McDonald's, they didn't have any straws by the side, so I went to the counter and I said, can I have a screw? And the lady behind the counter gave me her telephone number.
Hey!
Rather than a toolbox, let's say.
Yes.
Could have been a tool.
All right, David.
And I thought, what is this?
David, you managed to actually combine an embarrassing story with a little bit of boasting, which I quite admire you for, in a way.
Hey, believe me, it was no boasting at the time. I was red. I was so red. I was like a tomato. My friend came over and said, honey, he actually means a straw. She went white, I went white. I thought, oh, shit.
Oh, well, look, good talking. David, lovely stuff. What's your book called, by the way?
The book is called Child Biting Chorizo and Chancing Your Arm, and you can buy it anywhere on Amazon, Waterstone, any other bookstores.
Nice plug. Well, adios.
Adios, hasta la vista.
Nice stuff. It's 8:45. It's BBC Surrey.